There we go.
Presenting Benny Goodman and his music.
We'll call it Friday. Sorry about the name on there. Okay. I knew I was forgetting something. Ooh, look at my messy house. Look at the boxes. That have arrived since I've been here. Well, let me go fix that. Hey, Miles. I bet they've all missed you here. Hey, Evangelina, Chris, Luann, and Karen.
Benny Goodman, ladies and gentlemen. The man
Gato,
with
Bella,
the
Dina,
chorus and
Nancy,
even more
Evelyn,
color
and
bass
Dina.
who
Hello.
recorded rhythms all
Hey, Mom.
day in the urban room of the Congress Hotel in Chicago.
Miles.
And first of all, one of Irving Berlin's greatest hits, Blue Skies.
Hey, Denise. Hey, Kathy in Arkansas. Just a quick one today, but I'm back. And it is just about time for a brand new walking tour, first of the year. Look at all the boxes that accrue while I am gone. Hey, James. Hey, Elaine. Hey, Heather. I could build a whole nother apartment with all the boxes that accumulate here in 2 weeks. Hey, Susan. Hey, Rodney. Kathy, no, they did not. No. I was able to get another flight, but for the airlines to do what they're supposed to do as far as helping with accommodations and stuff, you can only do that at one desk with 2 people working. That takes hours and hours to get through. This morning at 4 a.m., the line for it stretched like all through the queue, then down across 3 or 4 terminals. Or 3 or 4 gates, anyway. I tried to just call them on the phone, but most likely they're going to say that has to be done in person. And also, I never got through to an agent. So yeah, another bit of a harrowing story. I had to spend a Saturday night in New Jersey, eating Domino's and drinking a 2-liter of Sprite. Hey, Aaron. But I could never tell if I was really going to be on that flight. There was like a message about it, that you are now on this flight, but it wouldn't let me check into it. And I couldn't get through to anybody who could help or confirm it. Now, finally I was leaving messages. Am I still in line? I'm falling asleep here. You said 20-minute wait. It's been an hour and a half. Please just email me a confirmation. Then I fell asleep. Woke up at 3:30. Yeah, hey. Hi, everybody. I've been texting with the effing crew, seeing if anybody could fill in for me on the walking tour today in case I didn't make it. But still, it was... Sure, I think Buddha has just come up with a good thing that right now the airlines are just coming up with too many ways around it. Oh yeah, great couple of trips. It's just, both trips getting back was quite the adventure. Hey, Lady Kathleen. I seem to have missed a question in which the answer was Amazon Prime. But alright, that's about enough waiting around time. That's enough from Benny for today. We were just doing the mini tour after all. My alls. Oh, this silly cat. But all right, welcome everybody. So, but first, before I've got just a kind of a thing put up here of some of the off-route graves, so I could just kind of pick and choose one quickly. Didn't really get back in time to do too much, but it was a very good trip. I saw this week. I saw 5 different shows. Got a selfie with Janet from The Good Place. Saw Mrs. Maisel as we were able to live stream. But here's one that I really got fascinated with at Graceland Cemetery. We'll back this up a little bit. It's just a little grave here, as you can see, part of Trinity Churchyard in Lower Manhattan, subject of one of my ongoing projects and probably an upcoming book. Well, there's a guy there about whom I haven't been able to find too much data. I've only just started looking. Some of these guys I'm finding all kinds of stuff fairly quickly, even the ones that they say they know nothing about him and all of their info. This guy is a guy named Gideon Harper, who just has typos all over his gravestone that I think are fascinating. I keep noticing more of them. So, here lieth the body of Gideon Harper. First of all, they kind of run out of room for the E there. The H and the E and the just below me are kind of combined. Then, for reasons unclear, the N is backwards in Gideon. Let's just take note of that. And here, I'll see how much bigger I can make this, because it gets weirder from that. All right, so we got this backwards N presently just below me. Interesting looking H right there. Kind of a Freemasonly A. Now, if you see weird stuff on a gravestone, it's a pretty safe bet they might be Freemasons. And then it gets weirder. He departed this life March the 13th, 1749. But if you look at this, the 1749, it kind of looks like the guy started to carve a J and a 3. Who departed this life the 13 Jethrefer, and also 1749-50. Was it March 13th, 1749 or 1750? Guy didn't know, so he just wrote both of them. Aged 49 years. So yeah, that's hard to guess what's going on there. The J3, but not 3, 49-50. Take it big. Yeah, so it's kind of a find a grave sort of situation here today, with liathing the body of Gideon backwards and Harper, who departed this life March 13, J349-50. I wonder if that's even a code or something. It almost sounds like another one of the things like a cryptogram. There was a cryptogram one, as some of you saw. We'll pull up one of those, in fact. So elsewhere on the same north side of this church is Mr. James Leeson, who was a butcher by trade. There's a few lines of text on there that I cannot decipher, but if you look at the arch up above his name, well, for one thing, there's 3 weird, bizarre even as these things go, Freemason symbols. Then these weird symbols in the arch form a cryptogram. Let's move in a bit closer here. First of all, we've got the flying hourglass, which reminds me of a flying toaster screensaver from the 90s. We've got the goblet of fire. And some of your more basic Freemason stuff. Like Freemason tools and, a nipple. But if you decipher this, there's a few things online that show it's like you make a couple of tic-tac-toe boards with dots, and then you just kind of fill in the letters, and which lines are which can be deciphered by people who are into this thing pretty easily. And what it says is, remember death. You gotta think he must have been an interesting guy to have a cryptogram like that on his gravestone. I don't know of too many other puzzles like that on gravestones, if we're not counting Dirty Hell and the Scrabble Queen. Oh, we're talking about this stuff. I don't know why this is upside down. It's a riddle. This is over at Rose Hill, where the tour is going to be next week. Let me see if I can just transform this, rotate it 180 degrees, and we'll try this again. Yes, over at Rose Hill. I'm always attracted to people whose name is Riddle. And this is Harry Riddle. With an interesting, I've looked him up before, but it's just one of the darker ones, really. Remember me. Remember me. Yes, Mr. Riddle. You will be remembered. See how much bigger I can make this. On bloom upon the green, the Ross and Heart Lass, Heart sees. Be thy lot and when, now friends around thee. And oh, forget me not. I've had this better deciphered before. This is one that's just a little bit off the route. It's not even that far off of the current route. But now, I love these ones that just give me kind of a puzzle. There's that one in Moline, Illinois, that just says, I will come to thee. And somebody had left a pair of running shoes on top of it last time I was there. I can't think of the non-creepy explanation for this. While we're at it, let's just cover the Devil Grave one more time. I didn't really have time to put together a proper tour, and I imagine you can guess why I didn't want to rush out and do something in the field today. We'll just cover once again. James Minikakis died 6606. And then his gravestone reads, From darkness he came, in darkness he lived. To darkness he returned, and from darkness he will be reborn to a better time. Remember, the first time somebody sent a picture of this to Hector, who was a podcasting partner, and he sent it over to me, we were like, nah, this isn't real. We were like doing all kinds of stuff trying to see how they had faked the picture. And then that turned out it actually was a real grave here. But what's not real about it is James Minikakis is not dead. He's, at least not the last time I checked, certainly not on 6606. He commissioned this for himself. And apparently is not really that into heavy metal. I really thought he was like the most metal guy of all time, but word on the street is he's just really super into vampires, which also works. But all right, so this was just kind of a quick one. I'm sure you can all understand that I didn't have it in me to go out and drive anywhere. I got to rest up for today's tour, a sold-out tour at Graceland Cemetery. And building up next week, we will be at Rose Hill for the first walking tour there of the year. And in between, I just have to do my taxes. Fun! But all right, thanks a lot, everybody. Kathleen, there is only one entrance functional today. As it says in all of the information for the tour, it'll be the north one, about the 4200 block of North Clark Street. Only one that's actually functioning, says so in all of the event information. Thanks a lot for joining me. I'm Adam from Mysterious Chicago. Miles is sure glad to have you all back where he can bother you. And until then, everybody, I will see you tomorrow for Mural Monday. And until then, you want to say it, Miles? You want to say the line? Stay spooky, everybody. Kristen, since there's not a Cubs game, it should be easy parking on Clark Street. All of this is in the event description, everybody. But stay spooky.